Hello, today we'll see about various of the JavaScript console methods. We all know about the console.log, but today we are going to observe what are the other methods of console. So we'll see one by one. So I'm using Visual Studio Code. You can use whatever ID which suits you. So here I'm starting from the very scratch. Let's create a file index.html and we'll write some of the HTML basic code. We are not going to use any styles as of now. And the second, I'm going to make app.js. We'll insert our app.js reference here using a script tag and src app.js. So now we'll just check that our app is working or not. So console.log hello, we'll see in browser. Okay, we'll see in our console. Okay, hello has been printed, so it means that our setup is ready. And okay, I can also give heading here just to check whether app is working or not going every time on console. So we can say that console methods, and we'll see in our app that it's printing. So now the very first we have seen the console.log and we all know about it. The second one is I'm going to show you the console.clear method. So whenever we call console.clear, it clears all the console.log earlier to this console.clear. So this means if I write console.log after clear and this was before clear, so we'll see only after clear, and we can see that console was cleared and then only the log message you can see after clear. So this we have third console.assert. So for that console.assert, suppose we take an array of some, let's say 4 elements, and we write console.assert. If we see the signature of this method, so okay, I did a mistake here. So we see the signature of this method. The very first is test, which is a condition that returns boolean, and the second is message, which returns a string. So we'll put a condition like suppose array dot length is greater than 10, so which is false in our case because array length is 4 and that is not greater than 10. So we'll just pass a message here that array length is not greater than 10. So just to remind you that this message will get printed only if the first condition is false. So we'll see this in our console that assertion failed, array length is not greater than 10. Now if we make it suppose greater than 1, in this case the message will not be printed. Let's check it. Refresh the browser and nothing is printed. Like that we have discussed our third method console.assert. Now we'll move to our fourth method console.table. So for using the console.table we have to create a JSON file. So suppose we have created a JSON file data.json, and we can write our own JSON data, but as of now we are going to use this site JSON placeholder and copy this JSON data and just paste it inside the data.json file. Now to use this JSON data we have to use jQuery, and for that I'm going to jQuery CDN, just copy this CDN and paste it in our index.html. The one very important thing is we have to put this CDN above the app.js, unless our code will not work. So now in our app.js I'm going to use this data.json using the jQuery. $.get JSON, and the very first argument will write data.json, the path. In our case its relative path is data.json, and the second argument is a function which also takes a single argument, suppose data, in which we will get all our data. And now we'll use console.table. So how are we going to use this console.table? If you see our data.json, so it consists of ID, name, username, email, various keys. So these are the keys, and the opposite side of colon, these are the values. So we'll use some of the keys to print our data. So the first argument is data itself, and the second argument is an array of our keys. So suppose we take name, let me check it's a name or a username. Okay, both are there. So name, username and email. So name, username and email. Okay, so now we'll see it in our, there is a cross origin error. So now what we'll do to remove this error, we'll install our browser sync third-party module, and for that we have to first of all we have to do npm init-y. This will initiate package.json through which we'll install this browser sync, and we hit enter, and you can see that package.json has been created. Now we'll install browser sync and we'll install it globally. For that we'll put a -g and press enter. As I already have installed, so I'm not going to install it again. Browser sync start and in a server mode. So when we press enter, we can see a new URL, and we see inspect, and just enter the index.html. Okay, now here we can see, okay, so this is our data. We can see using console.table, you can see that how clear in tabular format we can see this data, the name, username and email, what we have in our data.json file. So it is also a very useful method for debugging JavaScript. And the second last is snippets. So I'm going to see what the snippet is. So if you go to our sources tab, you can see there are 3 tabs inside our sources tab, and the third one is snippet. So you can create any snippet using this plus icon of new snippet. So I have made a suppose console.table snippet where we have written this small code. So what is the use of this snippet? That it will remain in your browser memory unless and until you will uninstall it. So by this we can save our code inside the snippet. Okay, so the last one is colored logs. How will print colored logs? So for that, to print colored logs, we'll say console.log and %c, and now what the message we have to write, we can write suppose error in app, and as a second argument we have to write the style. So suppose we write color white and background color is red. Okay, so now we'll see in our browser. So before that I am just going to comment this so that we can have a clear look in our console. We just refresh our app and now we can see that error in app is in red in color, the background, and the text is in white color. So by this we can print colored logs. So the %c here, this style goes into this %c and it applies on this message. So we can also write these things in our function. So suppose we'll make a const error style is equals to, we'll just copy this and paste here. Suppose we want to make it orange, and we write a function error log, and we pass a message argument, and we can write here console.log %c plus message comma error style. And now we can use this function in our application, error log, or there is an error. Okay, I forgot to put in quotes. Okay, fine. So now we'll see in our application. Okay, so here we go. There is an error in orange background and white text. So by this we can provide functions to make these methods helpful in our application. So that's all as for now. We'll come back to some new concepts of JavaScript in our next session. Thank you.